the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. There's certainly room for improvement after that scoreless first half stalemate.
Yeah, we've said offense. 30 years in that first half, but we've got a whole new half to play here. So why not come out on this first drive, make a statement, and finally get us back into the age of contemporary college football?
You sound very discouraged as I sound encouraged. That's great defense. Phenomenal defense in the first half. Who doesn't love a 0-0 halftime game?
You love to deliver a punch on the first play of the drive. They've got it at the 46 on first down. Lewis to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Makes the grab. It's Garrison. Tackle is made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards and enough for a first down.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. Wants to throw again. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He's got his man, makes the grab, and he's brought down after a nice gain.
The offense really struggled in the first half of this game, so it was important coming out of halftime. They were able to generate some momentum and get some rhythm offensively, and right now they look like they have it on this drive. Great news to see the quarterback make that last throw there to pick up the first down. They need him to play great in the second half.
And the Wolverines will line it up on 1st and 10. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
Out of the gun to give to the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
How about that? Just really nice catch by the big tight end, throwing those mitts up there, catching the football.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. At the 45 on his way. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
And the Huskies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to pass on 2nd down. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Bringing the heat. Oh, and he got drilled as he just got rid of the football.
defense has been looking so good on this drive so far. They already set up 3rd and long, and now they take all the throws away down the field. Great job in coverage, great job reading the QB's eyes. So there's nowhere for him to go with it. He's got to throw it away.
Catch is made at the 15. He's able to pick his way. Just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. So here comes the Michigan offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
The play-action fake. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Well, with his speed, they're going to keep blitzing him over and over because you'll get results like that right there. Kind of reminds you of Joe Kelly, a great linebacker at Washington in the 80s, or maybe Mason Foster as well. Those guys could go sideline to sideline, but they could also blitz. This guy can do it all.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Using the quick game. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. The Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Man, oh man, these offenses just haven't been able to find any room to get things going, David.
And to quote the great philosopher, Reese Davis, this is very ungood. Just nothing working for this offense, Palmer. They got to find something.
Well, the plays look good against the scout team during the week in practice, but they have just not been able to find a rhythm against this defense today.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Now facing a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Quickly to the tight end. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And the returner will be brought down. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll give it to the back. Across the 45. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15.
The interesting thing about these RPOs is it takes a lot of communication. You know, the quarterback sticks it in the belly of the running back, and the running back doesn't know if he's going to take it or not. And you could tell, took the football, got north-south, got upfield, got a great positive game and a positive play for this offense.
pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. Handoff to the lone back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Makes the grab. Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33. And the Wolverines are on the move. Lewis wants to pass. Wide open downfield. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Michigan. And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half.
Well, it's been a defensive war this entire game. You're wondering who can break through. Give this offense a lot of credit. It has not been easy, but they've been physical. They did a really nice job, I think, with play calling there and setting things up. And finally, someone is able to get on the board.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Leaves it with the back. Plows through the defense. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his tight end. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a 1st down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air on 1st down. Unloads it left. Got his man downfield. They make the tackle, but not before he finishes off this 3rd period with a big play. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. They go back to work with a 1st down in the final period of this one. Now from inside the red zone. It's incomplete, and I tell you, this sophomore quarterback's lucky to get that one back.
And a really great job by the defense adjusting now, because on this drive, this quarterback has found his guy a few times, and now the defense is saying, we are double covering him. You might throw it somewhere else, but that guy is not going to make it.
Turning it on! Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
It's a good decision by the quarterback. At this juncture of the game, too, guys, 4th quarter, you're trailing. You're going to need a touchdown, but you're not going to get it on that play. Throw it away. This is a big down now, 4th. Here we go.
On 4th down, going to the air. Fires into the end zone. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
It definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you...
And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but it's only by one possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making, and that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in this sudden change situation.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing. Second and goal from the 6. Off the play fake. And that one is picked up in the end zone. Touchdown Wolverines. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue.
Man, what a play by this defense. You're trying to get the ball back to your offense, trying to salt this game away and get the win. Not only do you create the turnover, you get the touchdown. Now you take a 2-score lead late in this ball game. This defense just stepped up in a big moment.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. That last pick 6 after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number 1 for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets hit again. He's been sacked several times. Like, this offensive line's got to do a better job.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. The Huskies come to the line with a new set of downs. And wings it incomplete.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% in a season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up, make a play, and maybe get a spark for this offense.
Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these first downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with the receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. They'll run for it. He will not get it. A 4th down stop for this defense as they try to salt this one away.
All right, so they fail on that 4th down, but the game is not over yet. There's still time. Defense has to get the ball back quickly. Offense is going to have to score quickly. You have to execute now.
Safe completion on the screen. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. The Wolverines headed quickly to the line.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive.
Breaks into the open. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28.
Offenses nowadays know one speed. Be aggressive. Go after it. Even if you got a lead, you see a lot of offenses do this and take shots and keep making big plays down the field. I like it. Keep it up.
Lewis to throw. Punts it out of the air. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. And the Wolverines with a second and short to keep this drive moving.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football there.
All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. He's got it. He thought he might turn that into a score, but the defense able to wrestle him down short. They'll stop him at the 3.
This is so interesting right now watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.
He's looking to pass. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. They will score! Touchdown, Michigan! That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the fourth, and now they can smell 8 straight wins.
Nice job on the route and catch by the tight end scoring that touchdown. And it doesn't matter what play this offense calls. All game long, everything has been working. This has been a master class in offensive productivity.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
Caught near the sticks. It's Harris. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances.
He's going for the big play, and he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
In this situation of the game, it's so hard for the offense to throw it because you're trailing by a lot, so the defense knows you're throwing it. They've got all these extra DBs out there, little fast guys that can break on the football. The windows are so small to throw into, and that's what happened on that last play. Nice job getting the INT.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Fires to the tight end. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
The Wolverines trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Use the play fake, now to throw. Trying to bull his way in. Give him 6. Touchdown, Wolverines. The lead gets bigger here in the 4th quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
He'll return it. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
They'll put it in play from the 27, 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle at Stewart. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've gotten, and that's why this lead is ballooned like it has.
He'll have enough for the 1st down, and they stop him at the 45. And the Huskies pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Here's the heat. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half.
Defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Pulls it on the bootleg fake. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
And, man, is that a just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Well, this defense is eyeing the scoreboard. You know they're looking up there. They want to keep this goose egg intact. They've been so good all game long, still playing with phenomenal effort here in the 4th quarter, creating that fumble and takeaway.
So here comes the Michigan offense. Final minute, this game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement, too, to future defenses down the road on the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
Quickly complete. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. And the Wolverines come to the line in the hurry-up. Looking to throw, it's Baker. He's got him. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Wants to fire on second down. Bought a little time, lets it go. And that's how you finish it off. Scoring on the final play of the game doesn't affect the outcome. Just a little cherry on top of the sundae. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
I think you got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've